If you truly want to learn how to be a greater executive out there, learn how to be an executive in a safe environment here. All you have to do is let me know, let one of the officers know, and we will elect you into that role. Please welcome our general evaluator, Upai Kalu.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Tonight, I'll be your general evaluator. What am I going to do today? I will evaluate everything.
Thank you. This evening I will be your counter grammarian. I will be counting your ahs, ums, you knows, so's, your filler words that are completely unnecessary. I will also be counting for and watching for the word of the day, which is, right?
Yes.
Our word of the day is meek, strength, under control. Example use, inspiring leaders to lead meekly, with strength under control, gently and humble of heart, knowing that they answer to one another greater than all. That's your word of the day. I will give a full report at the end of the meeting. Thank you so much.
So we're going to cut your responsibility in two. And I am the R counter, so for tonight, and I'm going to count all the filler words, so you know all those words. And at the end of the meeting, I will give a report.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
The timer is responsible for keeping track of the time for each speaker in the meeting. The timer will signal the participant with a green light when the qualified time has been reached. At the middle point with a yellow light. And a red light will signal when 30 seconds remain. And after 30 seconds, the participant is disqualified. Thank you.
Good evening. Today my role is ballot counter. So I hope you all have this ballot in front of you. So we have 3 stages of speech: prepared speech, the table topic speech, and also the speech evaluation. So after every session of the speech, then you will fill out the ballot. Who is the winner for the best speaker, best table topic speaker, and also the best speech evaluator. And then you fill out, and I will collect it, and we will decide who wins.
To introduce to you our guest speaker today being our division director, Rhonda Reeves, who is a distinguished Toastmaster. She is a speaker, a coach, a learning facilitator, and acts as the head of corporate learning and development at NOV, the National Oil Well Tobacco. Rhonda focuses on helping others grow through connection and candor, and this is reflected in her informal, authentic style. She has been a Toastmaster for 5 years and is currently serving as an officer, believe it or not 1, not 2, but 3 clubs. 3 different clubs. Yes, you can join more than 1 club. Tonight, if you want to go to any of the other 180 clubs and join, you can, just like Rhonda. She is the pathway of professional speakers, dining out Toastmasters, and innovators. Those are the 3 clubs that she belongs to. Additionally, she is acting as TLI co-chair on the program quality team. I have no idea how she has a life outside of Toastmasters. As a learning professional, Rhonda focuses primarily on leadership development, where she works to change mindsets of self-doubt and judgment. As your division director, she is looking to do the same for you to help members of our division, Division M, feel empowered and mighty. She's excited and honored to be our guest today, as we are honored to have her. Presenting mighty members, please help me welcome our Division M Director, distinguished Toastmaster, Rhonda Reed.
When you got down earlier, I thought we were going to dub you. That was awesome. Thank you so much for having me. Division M is all about members. M is for members. And our division focus is about focusing on you, the members, the brand new members, the members who have been around for a while, the members that I have on every single team inside the district, all of the members. We want to focus on your club successes, any challenges that you're having, and also the incredible actions that we know you're taking every day to improve your lives and the lives of those in the club and maybe even outside of your club. In the district, every year we have district goals. And this year, the district director is focusing on 3 things that are really quite aligned to the division focus. Our division focus, like I said, is success, challenges, and incredible actions that you're making. In the district, they're focusing, well, all of us are focusing on acknowledgement of successes. The district director is also focusing on growth mindset. And I'll talk about that in a moment, but growth mindset is about acknowledging those challenges. And finally, her 3rd message for the year for all of us is all about it's time. And it's time means it's time to take those incredible actions that we know that you're already taking, that we want to witness and to capture for the district. So acknowledgement. I always feel, because I'm a learning professional, I always feel that we can have these grandiose goals, and you can go online to a company and you can see all these wonderful missions and visions and strategies, but it means nothing. It means nothing in real people's lives. How do I do that? How do I do goals? How do I make those visceral and meaningful and actionable to me? Well, the first piece is you have to understand the concept so that you can see if maybe it generates meaning for you. So with the district, her first piece that she wants to concentrate on is acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is all about acknowledging the tiny things that someone does to have a giant impact. So it's not simply recognizing somebody saying, you did such a great job today. It's acknowledging those things that not everybody sees. Those tiny things that you know made a difference in your life. So I want you to consider what those might be for you. And while you do that, I just want to give you my own example. Recently in Toastmasters, just a few weeks ago, I hit a wall, which many of us have probably done in Toastmasters. As Anthony said, I'm in a lot. And it hit me about July 1 that I'm in too much. Right? I'm in too much. And I realized all of the roles were starting at once. I had to adjust to all of these new responsibilities with different clubs who have different expectations. At the same time, I had work responsibilities and home responsibilities. And I was trying to enjoy a vacation July 4th with my daughter in Indiana, who I haven't seen in over a year. And she is my heart. I had Toastmasters people calling me. Yeah, a teammate calling me and saying, hey, can we chat? Can we have a meeting? Can you send me an update? When I had communicated to people ahead of time, I was on vacation and I will not be reachable. But of course, because of my sense of responsibility, I started feeling guilty because I would not call her back. I have a strict boundary. When I'm on personal time, it's my personal time, and you cannot cross that. It's not right. I'm being present to my daughter and to my family, and I expect everyone in my job to do the same. When they say they go on vacation, I'll go, but you can reach me if you need me. I said, I will not need you. Nothing is that urgent that I need to contact you. And I started thinking, it just made me snap. And I went, what am I doing? Toastmasters is a volunteer organization. Why is this making me crazy? My work wouldn't even call me. So I started unraveling a bit. I came back. I returned to Houston, and I was speaking to a mentor of mine in Toastmasters. And she could see that something was not right with me. I was not myself. She started digging in and asking me questions, and I just blew it all out. I just told her everything that happened and how I apparently needed to communicate my boundaries better, so I took responsibility for that. At the same time, I was ready to just chuck it all and say, just forget it all. I'll just quit Toastmasters like we've seen so many people burn out and do in any volunteer organization. So she said, well, I'm going to help. And before you knew it, I didn't ask her to do this. I didn't know she did this. The next day I was at a district event, and I had 7 leaders in Toastmasters. 7 people that I respect very much come up to me and say, we want to offer you our assistance. One by one, they didn't come together. They didn't know that they were each going to offer this. They said, we want to help you. How can I help you? How can I support you? We value you. That's not something you always hear. And then it just re-energized me, and it made me think, of course I'm going to stay in Toastmasters. Where else would I get this treatment or even this possibility of treatment? Certainly not in my job. They may not call me, but maybe it's because they don't care. Right? So I got re-energized. I was able to balance some things, organize myself, and say, I can do this. I can take this on. I need to help people. I said I would help people, so I'm going to be here and I'm going to help people, and I'm going to help myself. This is my moment of leadership to learn something, right? I had a moment of failure, and that's okay. But I want to acknowledge those 7 people that I'll just remain nameless, but those 7 mighty members of Toastmasters who helped me, who changed me, so that they could remind me why I'm in Toastmasters and why I'm here. So I want you to think about, who could you acknowledge in Toastmasters? Right now, who has helped you to have a better day, to get through a speech, to get through a moment? You think about those people for you. If you have one, I want to hear one. Just one. Camille.
My mighty member was Anthony Allen. On the first day I met him, it was going to be my last day of Toastmasters because I felt it was not going to be beneficial to me. I was about to give up. I was due to pay membership and I had decided I wasn't staying, but this was a waste of time. And then he showed up at the club and spoke, and we had a conversation after while I walked him out. And honestly, he's the reason I'm still here and that I've gone. And whenever I do feel like that a lot, because I throw myself in so that I can't quit that easy. Once I come to meet him here, this is my home club, and I hear him speak, I remember why I'm here.
Right. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much.
And I want to serve with him.
See, it's important to take those moments to acknowledge you probably had no idea that you had that impact. So now, Camille, you have the responsibility to have the same impact for someone else, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. The next part is growth mindset, and growth mindset is all about failure. We don't want to talk about failure. It's okay. But the thing is, the trick is with failure is to fail fast. Get it out of the way. Because failure is an opportunity to learn. I'm a learning professional. I always tell people learning it's okay. That's what happens in failure. As an example, in the learning profession, we have daily failures, and it's on purpose. We call them tests. So we might try a form of communication. Some of you are nodding, so you do this yourself. You try a way to communicate to someone, or a presentation, approach, an exercise, something in your job, something in your life, something with your kids, right? You try one way, that doesn't work, you try another way. And that's okay, that is how we learn. So now you gotta think about in Toastmasters, where have we learned? Where have I learned as an individual that this part was a failure because I didn't communicate with someone well and I made them feel bad? Or where did we collectively as a club fail? Where did we lose members because we didn't keep in contact with them? Think about that and where that would be. The final one, of course, was it's time. It's time to act. For me this year, it was time to get my DTM. It was time to serve a district leadership role as division director. It was time to act. So be honest with yourself and think about what is it time to do right now, this year. Is it time to write a book? Is it time to get on the stage? Is it time to start a family? Is it time? What's it time to do? And then make it happen for yourself. The way you can remember these 3 areas in a very simple, actionable verb that you could actually do is act, learn. Well, the first one, is acknowledge, learn, and act. Just do those. Acknowledge, learn, and act. This year in Toastmasters, set the intention. I have this intention bracelet, I'm not wearing it tonight, that I ordered on intention.org, and it was for 2019, and it said, joy and flow. Those were my intentions for the year. And that's where I'm focusing. I feel like Toastmasters has brought me in these leadership roles, and that's another reason I just released and I said, I'm gonna trust the flow. People keep pushing me in this direction, I'm gonna trust the flow. So I want you to think about that and continue finding ways to acknowledge others, learn from your failures, and act now on the things you want to do and the person you want to become. Thank you for sharing your personal story. And go out there, acknowledge, learn, act.
Now it is my privilege to introduce our second speaker. Believe it or not, you come to Toastmasters and you get even more than one speaker. Our next speaker is an engineer by profession. He is the one person in this room that actually works for Schlumberger. That's unusual. He recently got promoted to a new leadership role. Since he wasn't very active in the leadership role in Toastmasters, he wasn't as prepared as he would like to be. So he's joined to be in our leadership team in order to excel and prepare himself in a safer environment for his leadership role in Schlumberger. Please join me in welcoming Sushil.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you all?
Good.
So simple, I'm going to use my cheat sheet. But how you from here to come to the position where she is? Simple. My 3P mantra of success. You do this, you will be successful. It's my mantra, but you can adopt it. Mantra is basically formula, my formula of success. I will break the suspense. 3P. First P is passion. Second P, patience. Third P, any guesses? Perseverance. She is right. And because I break the suspense, because there will be a lot of trivia in this story. So first is passion. Passion separates winner from the loser. Right. So I go for an interview, and if I see two candidates and both are equally talented, has same education, what I see in those, I need to hire one. So I see who has the most passion. Right. If you have passion, you will have energy and courage to do it. Right. But how do I know that I have passion for something? Simple answer. If you are willing to do something for free and take a risk, it doesn't mean you do it for free. Charge it because you are putting your hard work. But if you are willing to do something for free, that means you are passionate about. And that's what my next character did. She dropped out from the high school. She became a gospel singer and then released her first gospel album. She was so unlucky that the company went bankrupt. She tried multiple times. She tried to sing a song for Matrix, but it didn't work out. Any guesses who was this character? Yes, you are right, Katie Perry. And finally, she floored, and everyone heard. Let's move to my next P, which is patience. Patience, what is that? It enables you to stay focused for all the difficult times. And so in my last speech, I said, no shortcuts. If you have patience, keep working hard, no shortcut, you will get the success. This person was fired from the company. And the reason was because he lacked imagination and doesn't have a good idea. And he had a good idea. He was fired from Kansas City Star. Any guesses? Who's that person? No. Then he started a new company called Laugh-A-Gram, and it was dismal. He was heartbroken, but he didn't left it. He keep pursuing his dream. He keep pursuing his dream, and with the passion as well as with the patience. After 10 years, finally he opened a wonderland on the earth called Disneyland, Walt Disney. My third P, which is very important, and you should have patience and passion with the third P. Any guesses? It's perseverance. So be persistent in the pursuit of your goals and the dreams. Success can only be achieved through hard work. But once you achieved it, you have to sustain it. And for sustain, you need a perseverance. Right? So when you work, things always go slower as expected. Right? It's always a tendency that it's going to go always slower. And Murphy law is always correct. Whatever is going to go wrong, definitely it will go wrong. And you always have this frustrating feeling that something in the first attempt will go wrong. But if you keep working hard and hard and hard, you will eventually reach to your goal. So this guy took 5 years to make a bagless vacuum cleaner. Not one failure, not two failures, not three failures. You asked about don't fail is good, but keep continuing with it. 4 failures. Not 100 failures, not 1,000 failures, 5,126 failures. And then finally he invented his vacuum cleaner. However, no company was able to manufacture it, was not willing to manufacture it because they had bad thing and they think this is working, why to manufacture bagless? It took him 10 years to start a company. And now he's the richest person. And the name is James Dyson. Dyson vacuum cleaner. So in conclusion, it doesn't matter how many times you fail, you have to be right only once. And if you use my 3P mantra, you will eventually be right. Thank you very much.
Now, the good news, remember I mentioned we have prepared speaking? The prepared speaking is over. We're going to now jump to impromptu speaking. And for that, thankfully, it's not up to me, but we have our impromptu table topics master. Ola, please welcome him to the stage.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Today, I will be your table topic master. And in line with the theme of this meeting, our conversation will be around inspiring leaders. And the way it works is I will read a question, and I'll call volunteers up to give an impromptu speech in 1 to 2 minutes about the topic. So the first point I want us to talk about is, in line with inspiring leaders, can anyone volunteer to talk about an inspiring leader that has influenced you or has impacted the society? Any volunteers? Talk about an inspiring leader that has influenced you or an inspiring leader that has impacted the society. Let's give you a chance.
Honestly, that's my first time to take the table topic. It's very challenging. But after I listen to the question, I want to share my experience. Because Anthony, as my executive coach, is really inspired me. As I mentioned it, in the Chinese culture, we don't like the people who can speak. We prefer people who can walk it. And migration from China to here is only 3 years. So everyone, you can understand how difficult I am. So I feel I was be pushed down by others. It's all the ways until I meet with Anthony in the 1 month ago. He inspired me and let me understand, oh, actually, you only have a little bit gap because you are not in front of people to provide speech and talk with your idea here. Actually, I have an idea, but you know, the Chinese, we prefer staying quiet, being humble. So in the meeting, maybe everyone, they want to share the idea, but I'm just thinking, maybe I need to think about this seriously and can provide is a question, is really can impress others. So I always being quiet. Maybe they give others is one inspection about that. So after the Anthony told with me, I'm rethinking who I am and also work out. He let me to practice. What is your achievement? You need to recognize what you did and enhance your confidence. So after this change, I feel I'm quite confident for my previous works and also prepare for my next career development. So that is my story. Thanks, Anthony.
Amazing! That is amazing, and you showed so much poise and confidence standing here, and I know you'll be a great speaker with more practice. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So the next one, I will switch the topic a little bit so that you can have less time to prepare for it. Today, the United Kingdom has a new Prime Minister, Boris Johnson. What do you consider as good qualities of an inspiring leader? So what do you consider as a good quality of an inspiring leader? As the United Kingdom is experiencing a new leader, what do you consider would be good qualities for an inspiring leader? Any takers? So sure. Thank you for volunteering.
Thank you. So question is,
what do you consider as good qualities of an inspiring leader?
do it before you preach. That would be the mantra for me. And one of our Prime Minister back home, India, it was feminine, it was drought, no food, scarcity of the food, and we were on the war. And the problem was there was no food, and how I can tell people to eat less, consume less, and grow more food if I cannot do by myself. So this Prime Minister, what he did, in his backyard, he started farming, started growing food, stay in one meal, and he did it for 2 months. And he thought, if I can do it, my people can do it. And then he said, okay, I did this, we have to do it in order to cover from the famine and the war. And that's what, for me, is the inspiration. Thank you.
Awesome. I think we have room for one more. Everyone can be a leader. Everyone can be a leader. Do you agree? Some people believe some people are born with leadership, whereas some people believe that everyone can train to be a leader. So So can you give us in 1 minute your view on everyone can be a leader? Yes, sir. You want to give it this try?
No pressure, no pressure, no pressure.
No.
Okay, come on. Thank you.
I think the question is not properly posed. Everyone can do anything, but not everyone can do that something well. Everyone has natural abilities. Someone who's 4 foot tall is not going to be an elite basketball player. There are some skills that are required for leadership. And people can try to be a good leader, but obviously there's some people with better leadership abilities than others. So the idea that everyone can do things that require inborn talent, that's aspirational, but I think it misses the mark. Like, you should try to be good at what you can be good at. But if you want to be a leader, but you have no leadership abilities, that's probably a bad use of your talents. You're like Rudy, who can't play football to save his life, but devotes his life to it, and is never actually good enough to even make the team. That's a waste of a person with lots of motivation, lots of hard work. Thank you.
That is a very, very good response. So thank you very much, everyone. That is all I have as a table topic master, and I'll turn it over to you.
Can you make sure?
We want to move on with the report from the functionaries. And first in the list is the grammarian, Erika.
I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I was so enthralled with everyone speaking that I didn't catch all that much. The grammar this evening, I thought everyone did a very good job. I didn't catch much at all. Anthony, he said gonna a few times. Just going with two. I think that's the southern part of this. Sushi said once, that a couple times. Just be mindful of that. It was a good job. Avi used the word crisp. I thought that was very effective. Word of the day, I only heard it used once by Anthony. Other than that, thank you.
Next is the art counter, Susan.
Mine wouldn't be so short because there is a lot of good ahs and ohs right here. I'm going to go through it one by one. Anthony as the Toastmaster, nothing. General Evaluator of Pi, 1 N and 1 and then. Rhonda as a speaker has 3 N, 1 but, 4 so, 2 well, 2 right. Shashil as a speaker has 2 R, more than 5 N, more than 5 so, 1 but, 2 right, 1 that. Table topic master Ola has 4 so. Table topic speaker Jesse has 3 so, 1 and also. Shashil as a table topic speaker has 1 R, 1 1 and 1 so. Mark has nothing. Speech evaluator number 1, Anthony, has 1 and 1 then. Speech evaluator Abby has 1 and 1 but and 1 without. And that's the end.
Next is the timer, Jane.
Speaker number 1, Rhonda, it's 9 minutes 46 seconds. Second speaker, social, 6 minutes, 35 seconds. Table talk topic, first, Jesse, 1 minute, 44 seconds. Second table topic, social, is 1 minute, 25 seconds. And third, Mark, is 1 minute, 30 seconds. Evaluation, first evaluator Anthony, 2 minutes, 55 seconds. The second evaluator, Avi, is 2 minutes, 43 seconds. All of them qualified.
Finally, it's for me to evaluate anything and everything. First, when I walked in here, if I didn't see Tony, if I didn't see Susan, I would have been thinking I was in the wrong room. Whoever talked about changing the seating arrangement is correct. One of the things that has made me get tonight is the fact that status quo can be changed. And when you change it, it can make things even better. We have more space, more room here than the way we used to sit before. So I think the sitting arrangement is correct. Rhonda, thank you so much for that, your speech. A lot I'm going home with. First, I like the emotion you put in your speech. At the time, I wanted to follow you as if you were crying. I like that. Acknowledge, learn, act. Toastmaster has been a beautiful place for me. Each time I come here, I have one thing to go home with. About 3 meetings ago, somebody talked about the magic of thinking big. I am reading that book, I'm listening to it, and I can match your speech with that book. When you talk about act, time to act, that's what David was talking about. You can acknowledge, you can learn, you will still remember where you are, except to act. Thank you so much. Shohei, thank you so much. I love that speech. When you talked about patience, persistence. And I like the quotes, it doesn't matter how many times you fail. It takes only one time to succeed.
By Mark Cuban.
I will take the next one time. I will forget all the many times I failed. It's been a beautiful meeting. Though we didn't start right on 6:30 on the dot. If I look at my time, we're still doing well with time. So we're doing well in managing our time. And I can see some enthusiasm coming from the audience. And each of the speeches that were delivered tonight, I believe every one of us has one thing or the other to take home. From my side, it has been a meeting that has gone well. Thank you so much, and I turn it back to Mr. Toastmaster.
The word of the day, meekness, strength under control. We've seen that in action in many of our people. Hopefully it inspires you to do the same in your lives. This meeting was meant to be focused also on how we can become more inspiring leaders. I really want you to think about that. Take this away with you saying, not just I want to be a great leader in Toastmasters, but how can I take my leadership role and apply it outside of Toastmasters? When we were doing the induction of the officers, I purposefully kneel before you because I truly believe that the greatest leaders in the world are those who will bow down, wash people's feet, and say, I'm here to serve you. It's not about me. And everyone that wants to take that higher leadership role, you've got to promote it. How can I serve my people better? I ask you to do the same as a result of our Toastmaster experience. We now have one more gift for you. Our area director is going to get up and give some words before I come back as the president of our club. Please welcome Eric.
Thank you again for having me. I like to keep things pretty short and sweet, and I'm a very direct person. Thank you again for having me. I want to congratulate the officers one more time before we end the evening tonight. So congratulations. Members and guests, you truly have some really great officers here and officers. Is this your first time in a new role? Raise your hand. You guys are, okay, excellent. This is going to be a great journey for you. If you need any help, you have your members and officers here. I am also here to help you. I welcome you to get involved in the district, in the area. There's so many more opportunities than just inside in a club. You can grow more than just being a speaker. You can grow as a leader in so many different areas. My journey as a Toastmaster started about 3 years ago. I wanted to be a better speaker because I did a speech at a conference, and my site director was there, and I failed miserably. I said over 30-some ums, and that was very embarrassing. So I decided, well, I want to get in front of more people, connect with more people, and that led me to Toastmasters. I am a member of Blue Frog Toastmasters over in West Chase District. You're welcome to come join us. I want to thank you again for having me. You guys had a lot of great energy. Don't forget Pathways. How many people have logged in and are on their Pathways journey? Excellent, excellent. Anybody on the Legacy program? I am as well. Good. So Legacy and Pathways. It's good to see that you guys are all involved in that. If you need help with that, let me know. Let Anthony know. We're here to help and support you grow through that process as well. And I don't think I have anything else, really.
If you're a new officer, don't forget about Toastmasters Leadership Institute, which is training on Saturdays. Avi's already been, but if there's other people that haven't been yet, that's one of your responsibilities that you just said you would attend.
We've completed 5 of the 7.
5 of 7.
So far.
All right.
5 of 6.
5
True.
Unless we have one more.
All right. Thank you so much, Nancy.
Thank you very much. I hope you've had a great experience. It is an amazing club. A club made of tremendous managers and leaders and executives, and we welcome all. Feel free to invite your friend, invite your executives in your company, invite your managers, invite your coworkers, invite your neighbors, invite your children. Say, come out and experience. This is the right place to experience. That's what I found. However, I'm not sure. Even though that's my perception, it's important to hear from our guests. If you would.
So we didn't vote for the best speaker, and Sushil is...
We did. Sushil was automatically given that role. Do we have his award yet? We do. Please come up here, Sushil. Part of winning is showing up, right? And he showed up and he gave his speech.
That's right. Yes. Win.
And our best table topic speaker is Jessie.
And we're going to take a picture. Someone in the back is ready. It's an automatic picture taking. Congratulations.
And our best evaluator is between Abby and Anthony. And the winner is Abby.
Make sure that comes up and that camera is taken, right? All right. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you, Madam Ballot Counselor. Very good job. Thanks for all your help.